Again, you always gotta be ahead of time and be ahead of everyone. You gotta have that mindset when you are like facing everyone else. I have to exceed expectations. I can't just do good. I have to do excellent. I have to do amazing. So having that mindset, which is pretty messed up, to have that mindset of like you always gotta beat what they think.
Right.
That's a messed up mindset, but since I'm so used to it and that's how I was raised, to always beat whatever people think, the stereotypes, beat all of that, that it's just like I've never felt myself in an uncomfortable place and no support, because I know that I have to always beat again that expectation.
Because black women, that's the first thing I feel like we're taught, is that we have to be not necessarily better than everyone else, but better than ourselves, basically. So we're constantly climbing up the ladder. With me, I'm always doing, if not more than more than more. And it kind of, in certain situations I don't feel support because I'm not necessarily praised as much as I feel like it should happen, or as often, I should say, not as much. So yeah, that's just my opinion about it, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. I feel like every black woman has gone through that.
And especially like if you think about minorities, like when you're a black woman, and then also I've got the third one of being a lesbian.
Yeah.
Like all around,
that's
like you got the three bad, not bad, but like the three minorities that people are like
triple threat.
Yeah. So it's just like you always gotta be ahead of time and be ahead of everyone.
As far as like watering myself down, I could never. I'm usually always the person to like ask hella questions when everybody is like sitting there being confused and not asking anything. I'm always a person like on top of it, taking notes. I'm that person who's gonna make sure like that assignment is done right, because I don't want to be slacking, because then it just looks like, oh well, I'm black, I'm a woman. And not even just that, just in general, the person that I am, I just always have to make sure that I'm striving to do the best. No matter what color I am or what gender I am or whatever I am, I just have to do the best I can at everything I am and never water myself down, none of us.
Right.
You weren't afraid of like someone?
Hell no, I wasn't afraid, because at this point it's just like we're 20, 21 years old. There's no room for us to be afraid in the world that we live in right now. Not afraid to chase our dreams, because that's going to hold us back, period. We don't have time for that.
On like what like industry and like their culture. I don't even say their culture. I mean I just try to become well rounded with the industry.
Right.
So like I'm already well informed of the black entertainment industry. Now I'm informing myself about just the industry in general. So I don't say I water myself down, I educate myself more. And it's nothing wrong with that. Like that's good to have. It's good to know. But watering myself down for hell no.
For what?
Yeah, it's like
Not no.
even when projects like if I got the opportunity to make a song or make some type of multimodal thing, it's gonna be about
Taking it over,
blackness.
right?
I'm letting them know like I'm here. I'm gonna educate y'all too, and
It's gonna be great.
yeah,
We all gonna learn from each other.
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I'm in like fashion business, so like our majors are similar in like the aspect of like the business classes, but as far as like just the major in general, there's not much diversity in our major, and when we do talk about like the fashion industry at all, it's always just like you don't see that many like black women or black men, and like when they do talk about it, like I remember I was in class and like they were talking about it, and they even said like there weren't that many black models, and and then you like sometimes it just so happens that like the teacher looks at you when they say that, and it's just like. Okay, sis. And it's like, but then when we do watch things that like actually have like people that are like us in it, then it's like, oh, well, that's. I don't know, I also feel like anytime as like a black woman, we try to like get together and like celebrate us being black women or talk about the things that we go through as black women. Sometimes it's looked at as us trying not to include others when it's just really. Providing a space for us to be around people just like us and who can relate to us, and I think sometimes that is misunderstood in a sense, and it's taken the wrong way, but it's really something that's so important to us that other people can't necessarily always understand.
You know, you just have to conduct yourself accordingly. So that means if you have to not maybe water yourself down, as you said earlier, to fit in, then sometimes you have to do that in order to get where you need to get. I'm not saying you need to change completely, but if you're going to be in an office setting, you just have to conduct yourself, you know, in that setting. If you're going to be working with kids, you need to conduct yourself for that setting. So it just depends on what the job is. I have interviewed a lot of young black women over the years, and I do give them advice, especially if I know that they're doing things and saying things that they shouldn't. Like, okay, you're going to meet with Jerry, who is our section admin. You know, make sure you sit up straight, make sure you look him in the eye, make sure you smile. You know, don't say any slang terms, you know. So I do that for some of the people that we interview. Unappreciated. I feel that all the time, actually. I think a lot of times, you know, in my workplace, I work with physicians, and so a lot of the physicians are older, white, male physicians, and I feel like a lot of times if you're not have the education that they think you should have, they kind of look down on you. There's this one physician who, although I moved up in management, he doesn't care for me at all, and I don't understand why that is. The only thing I can think of is because I'm a black woman.
I worked in the area that was predominantly white, and I had a manager there that did not really care for black people. He was racist. Every chance and opportunity he had to embarrass me in front of my clients, he would. Very demeaning. And I took a lot from him. And one day I just had enough, and I said, you know, he picked the wrong day. And we got into a screaming, shouting match in my department that was full of clients. He tried his best to have me terminated, but everyone in the company knew the abuse that I took from him. and they decided to stand up for me instead of him. After that incident, he was transferred, and I was still standing there with my job, fortunately. But so many times, women have been put in those situations where they aren't that lucky, where they have lost their jobs due to a man that's racist or doesn't think she belongs there or just doesn't like her for whatever reason and will lie on her and demean her all through the time that she's working for that company.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like walked away.
I was like, where's he going? I'm Deanna Bolden. I'm a junior fashion business major.
I am Vel Brown. I am a live and performing arts management major junior.
I'm Brianna Fennell. I'm a junior studying music management.
And we black and we proud.
And we black and we black and we black and we black.
I was about to be real ratchet.